which one do you think is the real one and which one is the fake. You can decide now and later check if you were right or not. Let's have a look at the underside real quick. This is what they look like from below. Okay, last chance to guess which one is the real one and which one is fake. The one on the left or on the right. And I can tell you it's the one on the right which one is real, and the one on the left is fake in this case. So let's compare with the unboxing. The boxes are very similar, so Logitech is using these more environmentally friendly boxes, which I do appreciate. It's easier to unpack, and who needs the box anyway. What we can see is the real one has this name, Signature AI Edition M750, whereas this one, the fake one, has a Signature Plus. However, I'm not sure if in different markets, in different regions, Logitech themselves might be using different type of packaging and different names. So that's possible, but other than that, very similar packaging all around. I didn't find any spelling mistakes or anything obvious like that. More, yes, slight differences, but nothing major. If you encounter some of these, then this might help you what to look out for. So again, this one is the fake one. And let's have a look on the inside. What I noticed is this original one has a much thicker leaflet here. Obviously this is again very easy to fake all of this. This is the leaflet that came with the fake one. Still has the Logitech logo and warranty information, but anyway. The packaging here, this parcel itself, the material is still paper. This one feels much nicer, to be honest, the fake one, but it's plastic wrap. It's the kind of soft, squishy type, but it's less environmentally friendly, so I suppose Logitech is more consistent with that. One other thing that I noticed in terms of differences when unpacking them for the first time was the original has this tab here to pull out to activate the battery. Yeah, you can pull it out. I just prefer to open it like this, pull it out, and we'll come to the comparison in a moment. Whereas this one didn't have anything like that. It was still isolated from the battery contacts, but it was using the battery inside the little plastic wrap, so I had to remove the battery, unpackage the battery, and then put it back in for it to work. But this is the battery that came with it already inside. Both had included batteries. Okay, for the comparison, let's have a look at the visuals and materials. The shape itself, I can't see any difference. You see slightly different gloss finishes there, but the shape itself pretty much the same. There is a slight color difference. I think this one has a slight color change between the top and the sides, and not just the color change, also the material is different between the top and the sides. Whereas this fake one, it's more of a homogeneous, the same material all around with a different texture, a different pattern, but it's the same hard plastic, which this one has a hard plastic on the top, but on the sides it's rubberized, which makes for a nice grippy feel on the sides. This one has just plastic. One thing as well, it has grooves on the sides. It's a bit harder to see on the rubberized material, but it has grooves, and they replicated the grooves here as well with the plastic. Overall, it's impressive how well they mimic the original or copy the original. One thing about the rubberized material that I am wondering is the durability. So I can't say how durable this rubber is. From experience, maybe it will start to degrade, whereas this hard plastic could be more durable, but can't comment on that. This definitely feels nicer to the touch. Something else, quite obvious difference is the color of the new AI button or DPI button, changing the mouse speed or resolution of your mouse pointer. You can see the original has the colored button. This one is using the gray, which might look more professional, but anyway, this gives it a touch of color. Let's have a look at the buttons and the gaps. Actually, one thing I noticed is that the Fake has smaller gaps, tighter tolerances between the panels and the buttons. You can see it right here all around this pill-shaped cutout. You can see it on these buttons here. There is a much wider gap on the original compared to the Fake. Other than that, it's all very similar. Oh, here it's maybe the opposite actually. You can see some gap here on the Fake, here where my thumb is, whereas this original looks a bit tidier. We will come back to the sound of the buttons in a bit when we talk about the functional comparison. But from the look and feel, anything else? Yes, the Fake one I noticed has a sharp edge here. You can really scratch your finger with it, or any body part that you prefer to scratch. You can scratch here. It feels less well finished, whereas this one is just softer. Other sharp areas? Yes, other sharp areas. I think for that you would have to remove these battery covers. Then you have a similar story there. One other slight difference about the material and finish is this scroll wheel, which famously Logitech is using the SmartWheel, as they call it. Surprisingly, the Fake even also has the writing there of the SmartWheel, so they faked that as well, but it's on a plastic material. The color is slightly different if you look on the side of the scroll wheel, whereas this one seems to be metal. It looks to be metallic, and to the touch it might be metal, probably, but there is a slight color difference, as you see, and the material difference. Both have the text on it though. Okay, and finally, for the exterior comparison, let's have a look at the underside. Looks again very similar layout. Keep in mind I have used both a bit, so they might show some signs of use. What I noticed as a difference is the original has less deep indentations for these prints here. Not prints, but indentations. But they are clearer, they are sharper if you look at these logos here. So that's a difference. Otherwise really similar. One other difference here, this on-off button. Actually, it's easier to see the color on the Fake one. Let me turn it off, or turn it on. You see the green there. Turn on the original. The color is easier to see on the Fake one, but yeah, that's the underside. Let's turn them off again, and let's have a look under the battery cover. And this is one of the differences that you see that gives it away pretty easily, until the manufacturer of the Fake one might start using branded batteries as well. But when I got this one, it came with this no-name battery And if we look at it, this is what it looks like. Whereas the original came with the Duracell. One of the differences is if you look inside the battery compartment, you see different information here. It doesn't say Logitech anywhere. I mean, on the inside the battery compartment. What it says is mouse. Mouse Europe SA. Whereas this other one, the real one, I mean, the Logitech mouse, it also says mouse here, but it says Logitech. It's really hard to see because the text is in a gray font, but there you see Logitech. That other one doesn't even mention Logitech. Alright, so since we're looking at the internals, you can see this bolt adapter, or as it was called the previous generation, the Logitech unifying adapter of the original. Has this bolt logo. It has the Logi logo as well. Whereas the fake one, it still houses a USB adapter, and it's functional, by the way. It does not have any bolt logo on top of it, or on the side of it. It does have the Logi logo, but it's still a fake nevertheless. So this is the differences here. So let's compare the sound of the button clicks. First, the main buttons. You can see the main buttons are very similar, at least the sound of it. What I noticed though with the main buttons is that the fake feel a bit more mushy, less precise. And what is a bit annoying about the fake one as well, they feel slightly asymmetrical. You can also hear it actually. This one is a bit more clicky. The right button is slightly more clicky, and you can feel it as well, a bit more tactile. Whereas the original, more similar, and you can feel it as well, but both pretty silent main buttons. Let's have a look at the side buttons here. Some difference, but not much at all. This one is a bit louder, the fake is a bit louder with the side buttons. Let's have a look at this AI button. Quite loud on the original and slightly noisier still on the fake one. But very similar overall. And the middle button, the scroll wheel, click sound. Quite nice and pleasant on the original. And very loud, really loud on the fake one. Here, a direct comparison. Okay. The next difference, let's have a look at the scroll wheel, the fancy SmartWheel. Even though both of them say SmartWheel in print, the fake one doesn't really have SmartWheel functionality. So that's another way to spot it pretty quickly, is just try to flinch it. You will feel that it behaves like a normal mouse. It doesn't start scrolling or sliding by itself, whereas the real one you can see that it keeps scrolling for some time. Yeah, so that's a clear difference. You just don't have the functionality of it on the fake one. So now to the functional differences. First of all buttons are functional, even on the fake one. I was wondering for a bit if the side buttons are just fake as well, but no, they do function. They have the back and forward functionality. The buttons here are also quiet buttons. Also, the Bluetooth connectivity, it works for both. You can connect to different devices. The USB adapter also works, the wireless adapter. So what are the differences then? This adapter of the fake one, the USB adapter, it does work, but it's not a Logitech unifying adapter or bolt adapter, so you can't use other Logitech devices with it. It's more like any unbranded or any other brand of mouse. You have to use this adapter if you want to use it. But it has Bluetooth, as I said. Bluetooth functionality is there on the fake one as well as the original. There are the big differences. You don't get any software with the fake mouse. If you try to install if you install Logitech software and try to connect to the fake mouse, it will just not work. It will not connect. So that's another very reliable method to find out if you have a fake. So you lose all the customization options of your different buttons, of the functionality of the side buttons, for example. They do work, they do go back and forth, back and forward, but you can't customize those as you can on the original Logitech software. And there is also the functionality to switch between different Bluetooth devices by just sliding the mouse across, sliding it across screens to also switch to different computers or whatever your device might be. That's a kind of an advanced functionality of the software. And again, you don't get any of this on the fake one. In conclusion, I'm quite surprised how well made this fake is. So there are differences, but it's really hard to tell from a quick look. You would preferably have to see them side by side to see the differences. But also surprisingly how functional this fake one is. It does everything that you would expect from it, except for some more advanced Logitech features like the software and the SmartWheel, which I quite like on the original one. Quite like to use it. But it's surprising that it has, especially if you can get it cheap. That's all what it comes down to, is the price. If someone's trying to sell it for the same price of the original, then of course no way. But for the price that I saw the fake, they didn't mention it's fake, so it was a scam technically as well. But for that price of £15, it's quite a good price, even if it would be a no name, no brand mouse for the functionality that you get, the number of buttons, even though they are not customizable, as well as the different Bluetooth connectivity to different Bluetooth devices with a USB adapter as well. All of that for £15, I think any brand or even no brand is a pretty decent deal. But of course I wasn't happy that they try to scam people, and it would be quite a bad experience if they would sell it for the full price, and you might have bad luck and get it and buy it at the full price. Then it would be really disappointing, I think, because these ones sell for around £50 or 45 maybe. Other than that, enough praising of the fake one. Yeah, you have slightly worse materials and quality control here, I think. Slight differences in the buttons, less symmetrical feel, less pleasant materials to the touch at least. I don't know if they are more durable, but everything made out of hard plastic, and no software configuration in the fake mouse. Whereas here you have the rubberized sides and front of the mouse, and you have the customization options for all the buttons. A function that I really enjoy using is the side scroll functionality. By clicking on the side button and then scrolling, it scrolls to the side. which this one doesn't do. Yes, that's all. I hope I could tell you something interesting. See you next time.